And we're live! And welcome
Woo!
to Trashfire Cinema. And can you guess what myself and the gorgeous Jen watched this evening? Ha! Ha!
Hey, Marty, my sword's erect. Because this was a horny movie.
Are you keeping it warm for me? Are you
I'm
keeping
keeping
your
it warm
sword
for
warm?
you, baby. I'm keeping it warm for you.
Ooh, do you wanna touch swords? Do you wanna touch a
Sure.
sword? Ooh!
Where the hell did that sword come from?
Your closet.
No, it didn't.
What?
I'm a ninja. Ninja? Ninja, right?
Samurai!
That's the
Samurai!
same thing,
You're a
right?
samurai cop. So yeah, myself and the gorgeous Jen watched for Trashfire Cinema this weekend. We watched Samurai Cop.
Yes, we did.
Uh,
We sh-
Airman Shervin. He's a Persian dude, right?
yes, he
And this
is.
dude, he came out of he escaped from Iran and he came over to America and he wanted to be a director. And he loves action movies,
I can
but
tell.
I think he got most of these ideas from looking at the back of action movie boxes. He's done other movies like Killing American Style, but here is his cult one. Samurai Cop is his cult movie. And what's the premise for Samurai Cop? Well, the premise is he looked at the back of Lethal Weapon, the Lethal Weapon VHS, and that's the premise.
And
You got
decided to add a little bit of the Eastern culture to it.
Yeah, yeah, he did. You got your roguish kind of renegade white cop, and you buy the book Black Cop, and you've Mark Cannon plays Joe Marshall, who's the quote unquote samurai cop. He kind of became an internet sensation a couple of years back because people thought he was dead, and his daughter told him, and he went online on YouTube telling people,
I'm not
actually, no, I'm still alive. And as a result, this movie gained a lot of cult status. Also, big hello to DCM Campbell or
Hi.
DMC Campbell in the chat. So, Jen, what did you think of Samurai Cop?
I had a lot of fun with this one. This movie has some lines. This movie has some lines. This movie is incredibly horny. Like this is the movie. Like I thought in horniness level, this is what I thought. A Hard Ticket to Hawaii would be like. Like there was some scenes, man, but they were crucial to the plot. They were super crucial to the plot. I still want to know why he had a bikini there. It was fun. It was fun. Like I said, you're just kind of watching. It's a car crash, and you don't know what to look at. You don't know. You've got a lion's head, and you got sex scenes, and then you got more sex scenes, and then you got like even though it's supposed to be a samurai kind of thing with swords, yeah, that's what I was expecting. It's mostly boom, boom, boom,
Shooting. A lot of shooting.
and
And
shoot.
it doesn't matter if you actually see the bullets go into the people, they get shot.
They get,
Um,
and you know what? I gotta give it even to like the extras. Like some of them make their scenes like they're only in it for a little while, but some of their like falls and some of their deaths, man, they make that movie work. They do. I gotta tip my hat off to them. This
who was
one is
your
also a little racist.
Oh yeah, it is. A little,
A
a
little,
little. I'm
little
gonna take
racist.
your
It
gift.
was
Your
1991, right?
Yeah, 1991. Like the line where they're threatening Frank to cut off Frank's dick. Mark Fraser, the great actor. He's Frank is probably my favorite character. What's the line again? I'm gonna cut off your gift, this black gift, and you're like,
But you know, it's charming. It's a charming thing, and you know, and they make another thing. I mean, they kind of foreshadow it because in the beginning of it and stuff, you know, and where does that scene go? Now that I'm thinking of it, you know, in the hospital in the beginning, the one nurse is like, "You want to fuck," and then she's like, "I want something bigger."
okay, let's catch the audience up, right? So the Katana gang are operate in the city. I think this is San Francisco. I don't think they actually say where. But yeah, San Francisco, they've wiped out the Chinese gang, and Joe Marshall has been specially brought down from San Diego to take out the Katana gang because he's an expert samurai and he was trained by the ancient masters and he speaks fluent Japanese.
Yes, he does. Yeah,
Blue Japanese.
Yoshihama, whatever.
So they end up catching one of the members of the Katana gang, and the rule of the Katana gang is you can't be taken alive. So
No,
he's burnt. The guy's burnt, so they take him to the hospital. And Joe and Frank are there, and they're, hey Jennifer,
hey.
hey, that's Jen, that's not me. But yeah, so then they're there and they're trying to interrogate him, but the nurse says no, you can't interrogate him. And then one of the best scenes, Jen, would you like to explain that scene? What happens?
The scene, it's interesting, and also I love, because this feels so natural. Like I totally buy this scene where he's lying there and he, there's basically just gauze and red and stuff, and they're asking her, well, can he talk? Eventually, just not right now. He doesn't have any lips. And then this nurse and him proceed to have a very crucial to the plot about sex and about fucking and about how he isn't big enough and circumcision. And then it lets you know, this movie lets you know with its racism. And then she kind of looks over at his partner, who happens to be African American, Frank, right? And they kind of make an innuendo, which sort of foreshadows what happens to his black gift, even though it doesn't happen.
Yeah,
in the movie. It's an awesome scene.
It's like, he's very flat. Keep in mind, this is our hero, but Joe seems to bed hop. I mean, we think he has a relationship with one of the uniformed police officers, Peggy. But Peggy's a whole other train wreck we'll get into. But there's a bit of flirtation. She's like, keep it up? He says, oh, I'll keep it up if you keep it warm and ready.
Yeah, but we learned that Peggy's now she's a horn dog, because she basically turns to another cop halfway through the movie and we don't have anything to do. Do you want to fuck? This movie is super horny.
What about what she says to Frank? Frank's going like, the captain's going to cut my dick off. You want to come over to my place? Why? Because you better use it before you lose it. So,
yeah, this is almost porno level. Like if you cut out a few scenes and add a little more sex to it, it would be porno. And I'm wondering,
it's not. It's nowhere near as hardcore.
No, it's not hardcore. Although you do get a full bush scene. Because I, of course, would notice this.
But by the redhead chick. Anyway, we're going off track, and we're missing out on the plot. So the main henchman for the Katana gang is Yadamasta. I don't know. Fuck it. Robert Zadar is the main henchman. If you're wondering who Robert Zadar is, he's the main bad guy in the Maniac Cop series.
Yeah.
And
he's awesome.
He's the dude with the big fucking jaw in the Maniac Cop series. He comes in and he's hiding in a linen fucking trolley. And I'm like, there's no fucking way.
And the nurse is pushing him. Well, not the nurse, but she's pretending to be a nurse. The other woman.
There's no way. Yes, you're dead right, Jennifer Tochi. Somebody needs to invent a drinking game for every time Jen says horny. Or rightly so, someone needs to invent a drinking game every time Jen is horny. Anyway.
You'd be inebriated for the rest of your life.
But so fucking Robert Zadar's a big fucker, and she's just pushing this trolley in and fucking past this dumb cop. He comes out, gets his samurai sword, and it's a really cool katana, and he's there, and you think, oh, cool,
he's gonna chop its head off. That's what I thought too.
No, it's like he's fucking slicing himself a bit of fucking salami or fucking, I don't know, cheese, fucking pimento, fucking cheese. He's just there slicing, and no, that isn't how it works. That would be incredibly painful and incredibly messy. It's like,
and there's hardly any blood. That's the other thing I know. So you would think that this would be, I know it's a low budget movie, but blood's something anyone can do. And there's hardly any blood.
Jen, it doesn't matter as well, because Sure, the katana is sharp, but he cuts through bone as if he's fucking cutting a slice of fucking cheese. So anyway, right?
Because they want his head on this piano.
Well, yeah. Fucking Fukuyama, whatever the fuck. Joe can't pronounce it either. So I'm with Joe. He says, I want the informant's head on this piano. I will get you his head
On this piano.
and place it on this piano, emphasizing it.
Yeah, phonetically, some of the lines just you just kind of. I sat there a few times and I was like, it took me a minute to catch up. Like I got what they were saying, but I'm like, that's not right.
Amir Shervan, that's the guy's name. I was pronouncing it. Amir Shervan, Persian
Amir
guy.
Shervan.
Obviously not an English speaker.
True. It's pretty good for a non-English speaker. It's actually pretty good. I'll give him that. It's actually pretty good.
He had to record some stuff after the film had been finished. There's one major aspect of that we'll get into, but there's a bit where Zadar and his sexy redheaded henchwoman is like making an escape, and they're stopped by 3 cops. And Amir Shervan dubs these guys, but instead of dubbing 3 separate lines, he just uses the same line 3 times. Hey, wait a minute. Hey, wait a minute.
I didn't notice, Marty. See, the movie was good enough. I didn't notice.
How did you fucking not notice that? Also,
No, I didn't.
Trenchy.
Hi, Trenchy. You know, the lines were the least of this movie's problems. The lines were the least of this movie's problems. But it's kind of endearing. Like, this is one of those movies that it's endearing. Like, some of the things that in any other movie you'd be going, oh my God, you know, you want to just saw your wrist off. This one was it endeared me. Like, I thought this was very sweet. You could tell they were having fun. You could tell they were having fun. Racist, horny fun, but fun nonetheless.
Yeah, Amir Shervan is obviously a fucking fan of American action movies. So I think he was just trying to he was trying to emulate what he thought was like, you know, you got good cop, bad cop. You got like the angry fucking police chief, who I think the actor Dale Cummins, who played Captain Romer, he fucking gave it his all. I particularly like one scene in that. I'll get into it.
He encompasses the stereotypical, you know, over the hot-headed captain, you know, I'm going to lose my pension, I'm going to lose my job, you know, I'm going to be out on my ass, I'm going to make you out on your ass. I mean, you see it in every action movie. He actually got it really right.
Jen, out of all those stereotypical police captains, did any of them feel like they had a club up their arse?
Not that
and they
I
needed to find a way to get it out. Did they?
No, they didn't. See, that was a nice touch. It added a little extra subtext to the plot, and you could take that in a few different ways.
Like, oh God, I especially like the bit that where they went over. Frank went over and kissed him on the head.
Oh yeah,
like, you motherfuckers!
And you said that was improv.
Yeah, it was improv. He sat down and he started laughing, and they left it in. I don't know. It's brilliant.
It's very sweet. It's very endearing. Is there a sequel to this, Marty?
Yes, but the thing is, that one is aware of what it's doing, where this one, Amir was trying to genuinely make. I like, that's the thing when people do sequels to these bad 80s action movies, and like the you know, the fucking the point is that back then people thought they were making like fucking real kind of serious stuff, and then when you have a sequel to like fucking Tommy Wiseau and their space travel and cyborgs and stuff, no, this is, you know, this
has heart. Like, I get what you're saying.
Pure.
The other ones they're mocking it and kind of making fun and taking the piss out of it. This has a sweetness. It's like a child, an innocent child. And I bet nobody said this about Samurai Cop, but it is. It's like an innocent child who's you smile at it.
It is. Do you know how it's acted, and you know how the plot plays out?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you were a bit tomboy when you were younger. When I was a kid, me and my friends would have like plastic guns, and we'd like cops and robbers. Bang, bang! I got you. That's what this is.
That's what
That's
it
what
reminded
this
me of when we were watching it. Yeah, like they were playing cops and robbers and having a good time.
It's like even their actions are like, shoot him, get him, shoot him.
No, Joe, you're a cop.
But so Joe and Frank go to the restaurant to confront Mr. Fukuyama.
They do.
And Joe gives one of the best fucking speeches ever. I can't even recall. Can you remember it? It's like,
yeah, he's just basically he's doing again. It's much like the captain. He's just doing he's doing an over the top. It's what a person who maybe hasn't seen action but thinks they know about action. This is, and I imagine they were thinking, oh, this is good. This is a great scene. We nailed it right here. I kind of get the feeling that that's what they're thinking when they're doing that.
I love when he meets the main bad guy. Now, keep in mind, Joe Marshall is supposed to be fluent in Japanese, and he's like, "Are you Fukuyama? Fukuyama? Yeah. Who are you? I'm a cop."
And I love the hostility that the one guy from Maniac Cop and our hero are just like their eyes are just like, and again, it's like kids playing a game, but they're doing it so over exaggerated. I was endeared by it. I was so endeared by it. I really liked it. You could tell people. I always like when people are having fun, and you can always feel it from authentic to bullshit. And this just kind of has the ring of authenticness, which is probably why it has such a cult classic.
Do you want some bad news? Apparently, this was a nightmare shoot for everyone involved.
Really? See,
yes.
I thought they look like they're having fun.
Maybe they are. Maybe it's just they realize this fucking thing's gonna be trash. But so anyways, look, we don't mind hardworking Japanese people, but have a problem with debt merchants brimming in their drugs, corrupting and destroying our kids' lives. And I'm here to tell you, motherfuckers, if you push your drugs on our children, I'm going to send you back to Japan.
As fertilizer.
Yeah. By the way, miss, what's an all-American girl doing, like you, doing with a geek like this? And I'm like, what?
I know. There's so much, like I said, that this has a lot of racism, but again, it's 91, so do we give it a pass or should we be morally outraged?
It's fucking Samurai Cop. It's not fucking Gone with the Wind, But
I can hear okay, could this movie be made today the way it was back then?
No, absolutely fucking not. No fucking way. Not a hope. Not a sausage, my dear. Not a chance.
But I mean, again, even the racism is kind of sweet.
They're trying to do a buddy cop moment, and it's,
as you say, our hero, ladies and gentlemen, because
our hero, ladies and
gentlemen,
if every offensive thing is done in this movie, if there's something to offend, it's done in this movie. Like after they fucking confront fucking the Katana gang, they're going out, they bump into like I think a Costa Rican Mater D.
Yes, they do.
Could you guess he was gay, Jen? Could you guess that?
He was flaming, Marty. He was flaming. And not that there's anything wrong with that, but there's a way to do it, and there's a way not to do it. And this was definitely.
I love cops. Like, oh my god.
And with that accent, I had to do a double take. Did he say cops or cops?
Cops. He's like,
I know.
He's dead.
But
what happened to her husband? What happened to her father? He dead. What happened? Bang! What, someone shot him? No, he shot himself. Oh, suicide.
Why didn't you let him tell us his last name? Because we would have been there forever.
And then the thugs go out to try and stop him, and we see the choreography of Joe Marshall. Oh, Christ almighty.
Yeah. Not the most believable part of the movie.
Would you say this movie had any finesse?
Yeah, in a bumbling sort of way, yes. In a bumbling sort of way, yes. It just, they're like I said, this movie has heart. I'll give it that. This movie has heart, and it's so dumb. You just kind of, you just go, aw.
It does feel like kids playing cops and robbers.
It does, and it like I said, I get the feeling. You said it was a nightmare shoot, and I believe you, but I feel like they might, have had some, somewhere between the nightmare, they might have had a few laughs, and it might have not been so bad.
Maybe I think just the cast realized, fuck it, this, like, by the end of it, a lot of the cast are like, okay, this thing will never see the light of day. Let's do what we can. So, yeah. Frank and Joe, they take out the katana gang, and they try and take one of the members alive, but he's shot. So squibs, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know what a squib is an explosive little capsule that's put in front, has padding behind it so it doesn't injure the actor, and it explodes out and there's blood. No, no.
It's like a paintball, basically.
It's a paintball gun. They use a paintball Uzi to get this. No, trenches. It's not the same choreography as Daredevil or John Wick. I know it's shocking. It is shocking.
And see, again, I thought, like, it's mostly, like, straight, like, when they're fighting, it's not so much how I would envision samurais to fight. It's more like, them just fisticuffs, just regular American fisticuffs, and I was a little confused. Like, the title is somewhat misleading, and we get a few samurais in it, but not as many as you would think for a title that says Samurai Cop.
But Joe Marshall, he was trained in the ancient arts, and he's fluent in Japanese, Jen.
Sort of. He's
like
about
that.
as fluent as He's about as fluent as I am as an Irish.
Oh God, Jesus fuck. Okay, so Samurai Cop decides, you know what? I'm gonna woo. Fukuyama's.
I'm gonna cheat on Peggy, who you gotta remind people that this is our hero. He fucked Peggy in the beginning. They had this hot, scintillating sex scene, and then he flirted, or he flirted with a nurse, and I mean, he's a horn dog. He's a horn dog, and then all of a sudden, his head is turned by this beautiful girl named Jennifer.
Well, that's what Jennifers do. That's the thing Jennifers do. So anyway, right? He decides he's going to go in and interrogate her, and he's got like this fucking. He looks like a character in the front of a Bills and Boone book. He's got like this long, flowy shirt with the button down here, and he goes to interrogate her, and it's a riveting scene because you've three individuals involved in the scene. You've Joe, you've Jennifer, and you have the lion's head on the fucking wall.
What is the lion's head? Is there a story about the lion's head, Marty, that I don't know about? Like, is there some
Apparently, Amir Siobhan saw it and he said, that looks cool. I want that in the scene. That pulls the scene together.
It's just like Out of Africa. Did he want to get some Out of Africa vibes to it? That's what I got.
They took it out of Africa. They should have fucking sent it back. That's all I'll say. But like, it's... God damn.
It's a scene, Marty, and like you're right, because you told me, I'm going to notice something and I'm going to miss something in the scene, and I did, because my eyes just kept diverting to that lion's head, and I'm like, what is the story behind this? It's obviously not a real lion's head.
So Joe asks Jennifer, he's like, hey, look, do you go to church? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, okay, what church do you go to? And then he fucks off, and he's like, yeah, I'm going to take you to dinner because it's your birthday.
Yeah, it's your birthday.
As he's leaving the nightclub, he's set upon by thugs that want to break his legs, and he beats the shit out of them. And they inform him they were sent by another Katana underling. I know the actor because he's appeared in a lot of stuff. He's appeared in a bunch of different movies, particularly what the hell is it called again? Big Trouble in Little China.
Okay.
Gerald Okamura, that's the actor's name, and he plays Okamura. So they decide to go arrest Gerald Okamura, and he's busy. He's busy having sex as well. Everyone's having. Jen, you're right. Everyone's having sex in this movie.
This is a super horny movie, Marty, and like I kept asking you, and you kept saying it is. Do you still stand by that statement? Do you think it's crucial to the plot?
Yes, because it shows that these guys are so omnipotent. They think they can, like, fucking lounge around and have sex and, like, fucking play their arcade cabinets that's in their apartments.
That the world is hard, just like them. They're hard men, and they're constantly hard, and they need women to make them less hard, right?
And arcade cabinets. There was a Defender arcade cabinet. But yeah, so Joe, Peggy, Frank, and Preacher go up to the apartment, and they're like, okay, we'll go in and we'll arrest him. What if it's the wrong apartment? Well, then we'll have to hand it off to you, Frank. Oh man, the captain's really gonna fucking cook my ass.
Cook my ass.
Black. It's okay. It's already black. It's like, well, then he's probably gonna cut off my dick, and then Peggy's like, you better come over to my place. He's like, why? And what's Peggy's line? Jen, what's Peggy's line?
Use it or lose it.
Yeah, so they go in, and poor old Jared Nakamura is there fucking in the middle of the business, and they're like, hey man, just let him finish. And he's like, might as well. It's his last fuck he'll ever have.
Oh, and she's going on about pearls. Remember? She's complaining about pearls.
Japanese pearls.
Japanese pearl. Again, that's a little racist, but whatever.
So they fucking they there's a big shootout, and Nakamura is chased out of the house, and then he's chased into a corner, and for some reason himself and Joe teleport to a completely different location. There's like ferns and there's bushes behind Nakamura, and then
cactuses.
they're out.
And cactuses. And cactuses. Don't forget about the cactuses. In the one scene, there's cactuses. And then we go into a completely different, more rocky terrain with grass.
Yeah, we were on someone's porch, and then we're out in the middle of fucking shrubland in the middle of some fucking car park. But not only does the location change, but Joe's hair also changes. Jen, what was the final tally for the wig change?
I believe we came up to 23, Marty. I believe that
23.
is 23.
So what happened was Amir said, yeah, we're done filming, it's grand. And fucking Mark Hannon went off, got his hair cut, and he got a call. And he's like, you got to come back. We got to shoot more scenes. And he's like, I got my hair cut. Oh, don't worry. We'll get you a professional wig.
Yeah, professional. Yeah, but you can't, like you said, you can hardly tell. You can hardly tell, Marty. Really, you can hardly tell.
Not only is the wig not look like Hannon's actual hair, they're not even consistent with the wig. One of it is super long and super straight. Another one is super curly. In the fight with Gerald Nakamura, he has to do a quick sleight of hand because he literally pulls the wig off Hannon and puts it back on again.
And you can see it. You can tell, like, they don't like do any movie magic to like, so you don't see that. That's like part of it.
Then what fucking movie magic? They couldn't afford scripts for this movie. They were hardly going to fucking try and edit it out.
But you could have done something. I don't know. Bobby pins, refilmed it, reshot.
Hey, no, Jen, in fairness, they did give him a baseball cap.
They did.
They did that wig in situ to give him a baseball cap.
And see that they should have done that, like the whole scenes with him with the wig. They should have just thrown. I know it would have looked weird, but somehow I think that would have worked better than what they did. But maybe that's just me.
Jesus Christ. But yeah,
but anyway, going back to our hero of the thing, like, yeah, he had this relationship with Peggy. He hits on a nurse in the hospital when they're, questioning the lipless dude before he gets his head cut off, and then he hits on Jennifer, and he like picks her up at the church on her birthday, and he tells her, we're gonna go, and he's going to interrogate her. He takes her to his house, Marty.
Well, yeah, but that's standard procedure, right? I'm not totally privy to American law enforcement, but I'm fairly sure that's standard procedure, right? If
Why
anyone's
did
in the
he?
police,
Why did his house have teddy bears? That bothers me.
maybe I thought you were more concerned about how do you bikini or swimwear
I'm
for a
gonna get
woman?
to that. That's the other thing. Like he interrogates her. Like they're first talking about everything going on, and then all of a sudden we cut to it, and he's in this not speed. Is it what you call it? A speedo, Marty?
The speedo mankini kind of. It left very little to the imagination.
All I'm gonna say, ladies, anyone who's watching this, whoa. Especially when it's wet, like whoa. And she's in a bikini. And where did the bikini come from, Marty? Where did that goddamn black bikini come from? Is he a cross-dresser? And there's nothing wrong if he is.
Maybe there's a whole other story that he's divorced or his wife died and they had kids. That's why the teddy bears are there. But that makes it worse that he's given his dead fucking wife or his fucking ex-wife this other chick's swimwear. I don't know.
He's a dick. And then and the sex scene kind of drug. And like you get a teaser where he's pulling off her bottoms, but unlike in the one scene where we go full bush, we don't go full bush. We only get one bush scene.
And that's the evil henchwoman, right?
Yeah, that's the evil henchwoman. Yeah, because it's red, like Bozo the clown, Bozo the bush.
Yes, you've heard it here, folks. You've heard it from Jen. The carpet does match the drapes.
I'm a stickler for those sort of things.
So, Fukushima, whatever the fuck. Joe fucked me up on the pronunciation. Finds out his girlfriend is like banning Joe.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, fuck it, since I want everyone
That's another
dead.
thing I wanted to ask you, Marty, because I always thought he looked, because it was kind of creepy. To me, I thought he looked to her as more as a daughter, because, they give the backstory that he helped the mom and her for all the years she was growing up. And so I looked at it like he was her like it was more of a daughter situation.
Jen, do you think, look, we're not going to be talking the logistics of fucking backstory here in this movie, are we?
This is what I do, Marty. This is what I do.
Oh, Jesus. Maybe. I was
going to ask you about that before we started filming. I wanted to ask you about that because I took it as...
No, I got more of a romantic interlude. Unless he was doing a Woody Allen, and I was like,
I got that. Like he was like her daddy, and then he wanted to be her daddy. High five me, bro.
Oh Christ!
What you get for having a pervert as a co-host?
Well, that's what makes you such an endearing girlfriend. Anyway, so Fukushima, whatever the fuck. So,
yeah, right. Whatever the fuck. We'll just refer to him as whatever the fuck.
Whatever the fuck.
You're like, not unlike our main character. You're not. You weren't trained in the Japanese arts.
Yeah, I'm not fluent in Japanese.
Yeah, so you can be.
Like who killed the cops? So Preacher, I think that's the cop. Fucking fairly fucking graphic death. Him and his wife, like fucking the fucking top is pulled off his. Your man's wife and her throat is cut and he's fucking stabbed and it's like, I don't know. Maybe Peggy or
That was a good scene. And I also got to give him props because, sure, they're cutting her throat and there's blood, but they also managed to make sure her top's open and we see her tits. I let you people down. I really should have done a tit count. It wouldn't have been super high. I think, the tit count in Hard Ticket to Hawaii was heavier, even though
way more. That's why I'm a bit skeptical of you saying this is like a porno. This is obviously an American action movie with American action movie sensibilities. And I'm not even joking. I'm not Beverly Hills Cop or the guys that go into a fucking strip joint or something. Why
wasn't there a strip joint, Marty? that needed it. In almost all action movies, especially of that era, usually we had a scene with the strip club. It was usually crucial.
They couldn't. Look, they spent all their money on that fucking lion's head. They couldn't afford squibs. So what the fuck makes you think they could find the location in a strip joint?
I suppose all the women were pretty though. Like they all looked like they came out of Playboy. Although you said the one that played Peggy was from Hustler, correct?
She's Hustler, and she's a B-movie queen. What's her? Melissa Moore. I think that's.
Yeah, you told me that's what it was.
But yeah, so fucking, they go to Frank's, and Frank fucking. Okay, do you want to go over the scene? What happens, Frank? Again, I know we've said it, but like, you know, I think you should handle the description of the scene, or do you want me to?
I'll chime in. I'll let you, and I'll chime in. I'll add a little.
These two guys come in, and they're like, "Hey, where's Marshall?" And one guy's holding him at gunpoint. Another guy pulls out a knife and goes, "Tell us, or we'll relieve you of this gift, this black gift." And it's like, whoa, movie.
And again, I ask you, you don't think that scene could be recreated in today's thing? Would that scene be considered woke, Marty?
Fucking a lot of people would wake up and be like, "Fuck this movie." But yeah, they threaten to cut off his dick, and he grabs scissors, and he's like, "Oh, fucking!" He ends up shooting one guy and stabbing another guy. Peggy, poor old Peggy, doesn't fucking fare too well. Do you want to tell what happens, poor old Peggy?
They go to Peggy's apartment, these guys, and stuff, and they want his address, and I love how in the one guy that, you know, that his wife gets her throat slit. I just had to go, "He's not a friend. We're not friends." I love how that line. I was perplexed by that line. I was like, okay, are you just a rat, or are you just a dick, or are you guys really not friends? That line.
He was only there a week. He was only there a week, Jen, to fucking start out the Katana again. He was on loan from the San Diego Police Department. But that makes me wonder, how did he end up with a fucking house? If he's only there a week, how could he get a fully furnished fucking house? And that was a nice looking fucking house. I think you're right. I think he broke into that house.
I think so too. But anyway, with poor Peggy, and remember, she slept with our sort of hero earlier in the movie, and they decide they're going to try to extract information onto where he lives. And so what do? Do they use knives? No. Do they use a samurai? No. Do they use guns? No. They tie her down. And for a minute, I'll tell you, Marty, I was thinking, oh my God, are we going to do a rape scene? Because all these guys were holding her down, and I was like, oh God, movie, are we going here? Thankfully they don't, but I was like, oh my God. And so what they do is she's cooking, because and they love how they weave that part before these guys break in. She's cooking, and she has this frying pan, and you hear this sizzling and stuff, and our one main dude takes the frying pan and like pours it over, but you can obviously tell it's water, and they're just adding the sizzling effects into post-production. And I was like, but she's screaming, everyone's trying to make the scene work. I gotta give it to my girl Peggy, because she's like, you know, except a lot louder, but I don't want to blow out people's speakers, but she was giving it her all.
I wonder, was like that a metaphor that they were like, nah, this will teach you for your fucking whorish ways. It's like, what the fuck? But she got a bad doing. Like, for a minute there, I was worried that they were going to fucking pour the fucking grease on her gooch or something like that.
See, I thought they did. See, in my head canon, they did, because of course they did.
But they didn't pull down her pants though or anything. I don't think they did. I don't know, like, because I thought they did as well, but...
Yeah, but I think she'd be screaming a little bit more. But could you imagine the scarring, Marty? Could you imagine the scarring and, like, you know, happy fun time?
All I'll say is that it definitely smelled more like fish then.
Oh my God! Nice. I'm ashamed I didn't think of that one.
So fucking they escape. Fucking Samurai Cop and Jennifer, fucking Joe Marshall escape, and she's taken hostage, and Frank and fucking Joe go back to their captain. The captain's like, I'm being fired. But you know what? Fuck it. I don't care.
Come on.
I want you to go in there, turn their fucking house into a fucking bloodbath. And you're like, whoa, I've lost my pension. I'm like, you can get another job, dude. You know, people, I know it sucks losing your job, but a police captain, if you signed up for like fucking private security firm or like to work in charge of a fucking office building for the security firm, you do fairly well. You don't have to be like, I want everyone fucking dead. It's like, no.
But you know what a bitch it is to like lose your pension and probably lose your job and all your cred. And I mean, that's a big police department, Marty. I mean, you're going to be the laughing stock, and this samurai asshole that was supposed to save the day's fucking everyone over. I can understand the anger. I can. I think you're being a little too hard on the captain. I'd be a little pissed myself. I think I'd want people dead. I think I'd want people incinerated.
But I don't know what it's like going in. I want you to turn his house into a fucking bloodbath. It's like, I don't want you to leave anyone alive. It's like,
yeah, I mean, you're pissed.
But Jen, which is worse, losing your pension or spending 50 years in a maximum security prison?
See, only if you get caught, Marty. See, again, you see, obviously you're a half glass is half empty. I'm a half glass half full. And see, my headcanon is long only if you get caught. And they're cops, so obviously they know the loopholes. They have
friends. They're all going to be fired. Their badge ain't going to mean shit. Certainly after
in my headcanon, they have friends in high places.
Oh yeah, you've gone in and fucking murder. Okay, so here's the thing, Jen. They go in, they murder this Asian man and some of his Asian staff.
They do.
They went into a restaurant and gave racial fucking overtones in a restaurant, in a public restaurant. It's like, can you imagine that court case? It's like, yeah, this is a hate crime. This is a clear-cut fucking hate crime.
But I mean, they were bad guys. In an action movie, it doesn't matter if it's a hate crime, as long as they were bad guys, and they were bad guys.
Jen, for the fellow people watching, we don't condone hate crimes. In no way.
We don't condone hate crimes. Jen does not. I have nothing but love. But I'm just saying, in the action movie context. These aren't my rules, Marty. These are like the late 80s, early 90s rules. We're playing by a different set of rules, my friend. You were there. I was there.
Okay. So Joe and Frank decide to go in and they stealthily sneak into Fukuyama's fucking compound.
Yep.
And Joe goes over and Frank slides under the gate. Why does he slide under the gate?
Because he's an undercover.
So, and a gun battle ensues. And
a gun battle.
My God. My fucking God.
This is about the time where they run out of the paintball thingamajiggers, right?
They've no squibs. They've no squibs from the get-go. So there's no paintballs and people are getting shot. And like, where are the entry wounds? Where are the exit wounds? Where's the fucking blood? Again, it's like when you were a kid and you're like,
But what they lack in blood, you saw some of them. Some of them were like falling, and I mean, some of the pretend deaths were really good. I gotta give it to these actors. That's what I was talking about early. Like, sure, they don't have any blood, but they're still like, look at me, Mom. This is my big break. I'm in the movies.
Jesus Christ. So they confront Fukuyama and he's taking Jennifer hostage and he's like, drop your guns, I just want to leave. And they're like, okay. He doesn't want to kill cops, he doesn't want to do the killing himself. They drop the guns and he's like, I can't believe I underestimated you Americans' sentimentality. He shoots poor Frank and they're like, no, not Frank.
Not Frank. I was legitimately worried about poor Frank there. The movie had me.
Yeah, but fucking up comes Frank and he's like, shoots Fukuyama, and he gets up and he's like, "Hey, Frank, how did you survive?" And he goes, "Despite all his money, despite all his intelligence, you didn't have a bulletproof vest." And I'm like, just fucking say you have a bulletproof vest, man.
But see, it's flowered up, Marty. It's better. It's flowered up. It's flowered up. See, I prefer it that way. You need a little pizzazz. I mean, this movie, that's what this movie is. It's pizzazz. What this movie lacks in other things, it has in pizzazz.
Okay, it has pizzazz. So they rescue Jennifer. A bit more of a gun battle.
Again, why guns instead of samurai swords?
Because they're the katana gang. They're not fucking the katana fucking, I don't know, fucking.
That would be more of a reason to use them.
Well, you do know katana means Japanese sword, right?
Oh God, I forgot about that line.
Fucking hell. But one of your favorite characters fucking drapes and carpet gets fucking shot, and she's wearing a really nice fucking sweater. And no blood. No blood. I reckon that was the actress's actual clothing, and she was like, "Nah. This movie isn't worth it. This is Chanel. No fucking way." So at the end, we have Zadar fucking face off against Joe, and there's a sword battle.
There is a sword battle, a mighty sword battle. They are fighting with their swords, Marty. They are fighting with their big, long, hard swords, up close and personal.
Do you think there's kind of homoerotic subtext with that?
Nah.
No?
Nah. Of course there is.
Like,
I know, the faces are amazing. Yeah, I mean it's primal. It's not homoerotic, Marty. It's just two men playing with their big, long, hard swords to see who can jam the other dude's sword into their soft, yielding flesh. That's not erotic at all.
I do love, for fuck's sake, Jim. I do love the fact that choreography wasn't the best. So like, what do we do? What did we do? And Amir's like, speed it up. Speed it up. So they look like they're really going at it.
Again, with their big hard swords, you just proved my point. They're really going at it.
Zadar's defeated, and Joe is about to decapitate him. And what does Frank say?
You say it. That's my favorite line of the movie.
What does Frank say?
No, Joe, you're a cop.
After how many people they have killed and murdered?
Like, shit, Marty, like at least 30? And that's a conservative estimate?
Yeah. 30 people. They've blown away 30 people. It's like, no, you're a cop.
No, he doesn't say it like that. No, Frank, you're a cop. And then, like, I love how just uninterested he is. What's he doing? He's a samurai. He will go out his own way.
Oh. And then this weird close-up on Zadar's big fucking jawed face. And you're like, what the fuck?
I liked him. I thought he added...
Robert Zadar's a cool actor. He was most frustrated because he was probably the biggest and most professional. Bar Jared Nakamura, he was probably the biggest and most professional name on set.
He delivers some fun lines. It will be my pleasure.
It's like, I will take his head and I will put it on this piano. And we end up with a happy ending. Joe's with Jennifer and they're having sex.
For the moment. I think he has trouble with the commitment myself. I get the feeling he has trouble with commitment. Because I like to...
What makes you think that?
He fucked around on Peggy! And he was fucking around
in fairness, Peggy
she was keeping it warm for him.
Peggy was given as good as she was getting.
Or are you saying Peggy's a whore?
Jen, Frank was like, oh, the sergeant's gonna cut my dick off. You better come around to my place. Why? So you can use it before you lose it. And then she's there with
Well, a good
Preacher
dick, Marty,
outside.
is a terrible thing to waste.
She's outside with Preacher, and it's like, hey, Preacher, since we're not doing anything, you want to fuck? And it's like,
Yeah, but that doesn't mean she didn't love him. She might have loved them all.
God damn it. Yeah, there is a sequel.
I did not know this. I did not know there was.
Yeah, no. But again, the thing is, they're deliberately making the movie silly in the sequel.
Mhm.
I mean, they have
unlike
Tommy
this
Wiseau.
one.
They have Tommy Wiseau. They have fucking science fiction elements. They have Bilinge. They have cyborgs. They just do cryogenic freezing. Like,
When did that one? When was the sequel made, Marty?
maybe a year ago, 2 years ago.
Oh, so it's fairly recent. Okay.
Yeah. Mark Hannon has not aged well. He's not aged well. He does not look fucking healthy. I do know he went to prison for a while for holding up a bank.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, he's bad for money. He got the gig. He got the gig because Amir Sharan was talking to Sylvester Stallone, and Stallone was like, yeah, my brother won't star in it. Frank Stallone. He wanted Frank Stallone to star in it. And
Gotcha.
Frank Stallone was like, I'm not in this piece of shit. So
I have integrity, damn it.
yeah, they got Stallone's bodyguard, who was Mark Hannon at the time, and he starred it.
I got that.
No,
What's your
I enjoyed
favorite
this
part of
movie.
this movie, Marty? Like, what's your favorite part?
Oh, there's so much to choose from.
Right.
Fuck. Probably the first chase, or any bit with Frank. Frank is just so fucking funny. Great.
And we love the captain too.
The cap, fucking, was it David Cummings? Was that the actor's name? He was serious. He was like fucking, he's brimming his A game to this piece of shit.
Yeah, which makes it even more endearing when people are actually, and they probably knew this was not Shakespeare they were making, and yet they decided. You got to respect actors that go, you know what? Yeah, this might be a piece of shit, but that doesn't excuse my.
I feel like I have a club up my ass. I need to find a way to get it out. I was like anyone else would be like, just, I don't know how to deliver this line. He fucking did it. He's like, I feel like I have a club up my ass. I have to get it out. It's like so good. Frank is probably my favorite character. Frank is probably my favorite character.
Forget that.
Any scenes with the wig as well.
Yeah, because it was fun. Like, it was fun for both of us to like go, oh no, 20-something or 18. We were counting, and that was fun.
And again, there wasn't even consistency with the wig. It was like he had like super salon straight hair, and then he had a curly one. Which
did you prefer the curly or straight?
Probably the straight, because it was the clothes. It kind of looked like his natural hair, except it was about a meter longer. This
was a fun movie, Marty. I'm glad you showed it to me. Peggy was my favorite. Not surprising you probably at all that Peggy was my favorite. And I loved the scene where they're, like I said, I know it was cold water they were pouring on her, but I loved her facial contortions of like being in complete and utter agony, and her screams and her commitment to the role. And the whole movie was just, you could tell they were, it was fun. It was stupid, but it was fun. And like you said, it was like kids playing cops and robbers, and somebody was filming it.
It was like they were taking it so seriously. I was like, no. But it went straight to video in a lot of places, but apparently it was big in Cambodia.
Of course it was.
Big in Cambodia. Hannon apparently had died. This movie had a cult status, and it was reported Hannon was dead. His daughter told him, hey, people think you died in prison. He came online, said, I'm not dead, I'm still alive. And then the popularity of this movie surged again. That's why there's the sequel.
Well, this is the perfect movie for people like us on the internet to and then get the word out. How would you? This is a movie you can get with friends or a couple's movie. I think if you were the right couple, I suppose.
Yeah.
Not every couple will enjoy this.
No. Alcohol helps. Alcohol might help.
Alcohol might help. It's sweet. It's a fun movie. It'll make you laugh, and it's fun. Like to just look at someone and go, did they really just say that, or did they really deliver that line in that way? It is, and it's fun to if you have a bunch of friends, just like you said with alcohol, and maybe make a drinking game. How many times his wig changes?
You'd be fucking skunked. Again, I know you saying this was fairly fucking kind of racy and stuff. I don't know. I genuinely thought Amir was like, oh, I want scene in Beverly Hills Cop, or I want scene in Lethal Weapon where topless woman Mel Gibson meets Patsy Kinston in a grocery store, and she goes home and sleeps with him.
I don't think it's racy. I think it's horny. There's just so many sex scenes. It surprised me with how many sex scenes there were. Me of all people.
Really? I'm not saying
it was a bad thing.
But the thing is, it's just I've seen worse.
Oh yeah. I didn't think it was bad. And we have seen worse. But it's funny. It's funny horny. It's like what you said. It's somebody who maybe have not seen action movies thinking they know about action movies, which is funny and inherently funny in itself.
Would you say this is someone, Amir, again, no joke, he picked up Lethal Weapon, the VHS, and goes, I want to make a movie like this, without actually watching the VHS.
Yeah, I would totally buy that it was something like that, or a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, some of those movies. Yeah, something along those lines. I think that's what he did. And he got some of it right, in fairness.
Yeah, he did the straight cop and the kind of hard-edged kind of good cop, bad cop kind of thing.
Yeah, and the humor dynamic works well, and the women thing, the sex and the women thing, that's always a part of a lot of your action movies. So he even got that right.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What was
but I still say he was a whore for cheating on Peggy.
Look, they were both whores. How about we say that?
I don't think Peggy's a whore.
Fine.
Why do you hate Peggy?
Who was the less virtuous, Peggy or Donna from Hard Ticket to Hawaii?
Okay, Peggy was probably less virtuous. I see your point. You've made your point. You've made your point.
Okay.
You've made your point. I've been schooled, ladies and gentlemen. I've been schooled.
But it's a fun movie. It's a fun movie.
It is. It's a fun movie. It's if you're in the mood for something that you can take not completely at all serious, it's a fun movie. It's a fun movie, and it's a good crack. Like you said, it's a good crack. It was fun it was definitely appropriate for the Trashfire cinema. It's definitely met all the qualifications.
It's the Walmart version of Lethal Weapon.
Is there something more ghetto than Walmart? I'm trying to think.
Yeah, you're right.
Walmart. Dollar Tree, maybe. Even though they have good movies.
Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
We had great fun watching this movie. I had anyway.
No, I did too. I did. I had a blast. And I didn't need any alcohol. I always do. And hopefully you folks are watching. If you guys haven't seen it, you guys might want to check it out. And again, if you can even if you can't get together with friends, you can do like what me and Marty do. You can watch it and do that thing too. The way Marty and I do it. It's fun. You can have and I think sometimes in couples too. This might be a fun couples movie.
It's on Tubi. It's on Amazon as well. It's
Yeah.
on Tubi. It's on Amazon. I was able to get it for Plex. So if we're checking it out. So Jen, what are we watching? What are we watching next week?
It's a surprise. It'll be on my channel. So, and I have the power to pick. Don't kill yourself, Marty.
No, please, no puppet porn. No more puppet porn.
Marty, you can't kill yourself. We promised.
Okay. Just you promised me there's no more puppet porn. But yeah, that's it. If any of you guys have any questions on the movie, leave them in the comments below. And if any of you guys have any suggestions what you want myself and Jen to review in the future, maybe drop them in the comments below or hit us up on Twitter as well.
Yeah,
on Twitter
definitely.
or hit Jen up on Facebook on her page or whatever. So yeah, this has been the Trashfire Cinema. I've been joined by the awesome and gorgeous and fantastic and absolutely adorable Jen Mitchell. And yeah, Jen, will you do me a favor?
Mm-hmm.
Will you keep it warm for me?
I'll keep it warm and ready for you. Always do, sweetheart.
Okay. Have a good one, guys. Good
Bye,
night.
guys. Thanks for tuning in.